Yep.
Okay, whenever you want to start, go ahead.
To start off my fracking presentation, I am going to show you how it works. Fracking is a very long process. It takes up to 6 months to complete one full frac. To begin a frac, the company lowers a pipe about a half of a mile down through the groundwater level. Then they remove the pipe, they pull it right back up, and they put a steel case right down that the pipe can go back right through. Then, after the steel case is in place, they put a cement coating on the outside. This prevents, when they're done with the frac, when they put the water down here and flush the gas back up, it prevents any chemicals going into the groundwater, which can affect private wells for housing and drinking water. So after the steel casing and the cement casing is in place, and of course the cement is dry, they put the pipe back down 2 miles down into the Marcellus Shale level. Right there they take, well, I guess you can call it a 90-degree angle, but it's a curved angle, down into the Marcellus Shale on the same level in the horizontal line. Then, when they get down here, this pipe right here, if I can relate it so you can kind of know what I'm talking about, like a pirate kind of uses like an eye scope, right? And you know how it kind of gets smaller and smaller as it gets to your eye? That part where your eye's looking through that telescope is like right here, and it gets bigger as you go on. So, how this works is a big, huge plastic ball is put down the pipe, and when it gets to this closing, when the pipe gets smaller, it gets stuck in part of the pipe. And when it gets stuck, it slams into it and fractures through the rock. This happens 29 times across this mile of pipe. Then, when this is done, the balls are removed, and they flush out the pipe with this a mixture of water, sand, gravel, and some chemicals. There's usually only 4 chemicals, and these chemicals are to contain the gas when it comes back up. But there has been 25 chemicals found in gas fracking all over the world, only 25. And some of the most deadly ones could be borium, mercury, and there's this one called antimony, and it can be very dangerous and can cause cancer. So that's why we have those casings up there. So when the water goes down, it flushes through the cracks all courses pipe. When it gets through the cracks, it is pulled right back up, and when it's pulled up, the gas follows by pressure. And the water that is saved from the frac, they use next time if it's reusable, and the gas is of course sold to I guess whoever wants to take it for gas stations, heating in your house, cooking, pretty much anything that you can think of that involves heat. So yeah, that's how fracking works. This is a fact that Daniel Yergin, the vice chair of Global Consulting, said before the Congress in 2012. He says a couple of facts that I wanted to point out. The gas industry in America supports over 1.7 million jobs, which if we ban fracking altogether, you can imagine how many people will not have a job. If you have this in 2020, by estimates, this job will rise up to 3 million people that will work in this gas industry. So that is a big number that we do not want to lose. And in 2012, the gas industry altogether, in the nation, has supported over $62 billion towards the federal and the state governments. And in 2020, estimated to about $113 billion towards federal and state governments. Effects on nature. So, fracking can affect the air pollution. So, when the gas is pulled up, methane, which is a chemical contained in the gas, can sometimes be released. Most companies today protect this by having casings around the frac so that the air does not get released into the atmosphere. But some companies in our nation, like in Montana, usually do not do this because they do not have state laws against this. As I said, I just put this here to say it again, I guess. 62 billion to the federal and state governments, and 1.7 million jobs in the U.S. How people use it. So over a third of the U.S. use natural gas for heating, cooking, pretty much everything to deal with heat, as I said. And if removed, people will not have heated houses, not have warm foods. Well, there's always a microwave, but they will not have cooked foods, like homemade, no over the oven. Sometimes methane from natural gases is used for your grill, so that's kind of important. So, major problems if removed. Negative effects. So, as I said, methane can be released into the air, and if put into the air, there's some pictures that you must know of that people set the air on fire. But actually, there has been proven that some of these experiments that people put to make fracking look bad actually put methane in the air on purpose in a controlled area so they can light the air on fire just to show you what methane can do. But actually, fracking is cannot deal that much damage. It cannot set the air on fire. It can put about on average, some companies let out about 1%, maybe less, of the methane that is in the natural gas that they pipe back up into the air. So, not that big of a deal. How it affects people, as I said, if removed, will not have heated homes, not have heated foods, no oven, no heating. Sometimes in the case, no hot water. So, no showers, no hot showers. That'll be kind of a bummer. And types of water. So, people say that some natural gas companies use fresh water, water that can be used for drinking water. Most companies these days do not at all. They use water that is not used anymore. So, like you would think of, have you ever looked at the Swatera or the Susquehanna? They use that kind of water that is not going to be in use anymore for drinking water to any human in the area. So it's not using it's not using your fresh water. Solutions to the problems. So to deal with the problem with methane being released, we can put a seal around this fracking area. So that way the methane is contained in the area that the frac is in and is not released into the atmosphere. And for the groundwater, as I said, most people put casings, but there are some companies that do not do that, and that needs to be fixed. And if it isn't, as I said, chemicals that cause cancer can get put in your own private well, and you can be drinking those chemicals, which can cause the cancer. That is all I have for fracking. Does anybody have any questions?